I have the privilege of moderating this session, which, as Leni has said, is tourism through the eyes of young professionals. Travel is one thing that will only increase over a period of time. Everyone needs a break. So I'll just say a few figures. As per UN WTO, there are 1.32 billion travelers worldwide, generating receipts of over $1.4 trillion. Outbound from India is on a fast track with 25 million, domestic tourism in hundreds of millions. Inbound tourism, sadly, is not doing as well as we all expected to, but we remain optimistic. Since we're talking about young professionals, so India has the world's largest young population as per United Nations, 356 million. And it's natural to assume that a young professional will all likelihood understand and address their needs. Based on UNWTO forecast for global tourism, growth is estimated at almost 370 million youth travelers, generating 400 billion in revenue. We're talking about the millennials and Generation Y. Leading the growth story are today's young professionals. We all would love to learn from them as to what inspires them and how do they see tourism presently and in the future. What is it that drives them? Today, young professionals are busy creating learning organizations where every individual has freedom to create new journeys and vistas, creating journeys that are off the beaten track and creating memories from experiential travel. Today, I believe, and I could be wrong, young entrepreneurs focus on yield on management and are not shy of losing a piece of business. They are not averse to taking risks and exploring and creating new products. They are better at using the technology available today to generate business. I believe they depend heavily on social and digital media platforms. Ecotourism and sustainable tourism is their buzzword. I will now request each participant to introduce themselves. Just give a brief, and we'll ask you questions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rajeev Goyal, and one of the brand I represent here is the India Food Tour, and we are into purely culinary tourism in India, and trying to give a new perspective to travel India. Beside the historical monuments, that we have our own food history that one could eat. So one of the tagline I always use is Edible India for represent my brand. And I'll pass on to other members here.
Thank you. Chef Rajeev, I'd like to start with you. We would like to hear your story. How do you market your product? Is it only foreign travelers or domestic too? Do you offer any curated tours for foreign travelers who are specifically interested in culinary experiences? Would you offer your services to some of our members who promote culinary tours from overseas, like be their personal host and escort them in India? I know you have some unique products which are experiential, and I would like you to share this with our industry.
Thank you very much for this intro. And now I'll start with the one product and approach towards that product and how I started. Being a first generation tour operator, my idea was starting behind this tour company was that what is the high density product? Like, I don't wanted to do anything which already exists. Still, if I say the product takes 1 year to develop, 6 months we do just check that that product should not exist before, and next 6 months we develop that product. So when we started this company in 2010 initially, so it became like one of the first solely culinary tourism company. But the ideology behind was to pick up the highest density product in the inbound travel. So if I just have to explain that theoretically, when somebody travel to India, as of now, like 5-day itinerary of a Golden Triangle, maybe highest known density in that tour could be the sightseeing tour, which could be include like 3 to 4 days, possibly. Those who agree with me, just please raise a hand. So they'll give you a little bit confident that as of now, that is one of the most high selling density activity in the 5-day itinerary. Anybody agrees to me? But my perspective was that in that 5 days, anyone eat 15 times in our country. So why not to create a product around that which is the highest density activity within his travel? So we say that we educate them to survive or live or enjoy India through their palates. That is one of the products we do. Then we also did a little re-engineering regarding our pattern of traveling in India. What are the basic traveler needs? Keeping ourselves in the shoe of traveler. So we found that most of the travel products end up by 6 or 7 and ask people to rest for the next day. And we started another product which is a pub hopping tours in Delhi, which is known as Delhi Bar Crawl, which is the only nightlife product in its own kind to enjoy the modern culture of India. Because usually we start our day in India with a history. So we wanted to end up the day with the modern, that where we stand as a country right now. To show them how happening we are as a culture, how much party we do in our country. We are not just the old time known people in the world as the tag we always carry when we travel around the world. So that was one of the new products we got into. Another idea or another product which I carry in my company is called India Photo Tour, in which we assist travelers coming to India to do a self-position or market our country by clicking the right pictures, so that it increases our marketing force in the world, that those pictures going online and at least people get encouraged to travel India. So we are just trying to help people to get in the best possible way, since our country is the most colorful country one can imagine. And culinary and photography are the two major domains. And as a current offerings, we offer products into various different segments, but one of the unique products we offer right now is called Travel with a Chef. From past 9 years that we are offering that one can travel with a chef. Any of your group who wants to, is a culinary focused group. We have already done a lot of engineering. We have taken the product from the top-notch offerings to the local economy, that how local economy can get benefit, or either promoting our indigenous crops of India to the world. Those all layers we are trying to touch as a travel company. So that is what the quick intro of mine I can give, but product line is pretty big. I don't want to take the all your time right here. So I'll pass on to you, sir.
Thank you, Chef.
I have been asked to curtail this, but we have sufficient time for some questions and answers from the audience. If any of you would like to add anything, you're most welcome to do it.
It's a young travel platform. I want to mark one more thing. One of the idea of a tour company was to improve the front or the face of the tourism industry, those who I represent. So at this moment we have been, you can say, our ambassadors in our company are the people coming from a different backgrounds. Maybe they are engineers, they were been marketers, they have done various different studies as a profession, but now they are following their passion. And what we have seen the difference in past 9 years, that those passion-driven individuals are making a difference in, and the mindset of the traveler who are coming to India. Because I also feel that when you are receiving any of the guests to India, the impression they are carrying back could convert 5 more leads coming back to India. And it was very important that the front line of the travel industry have to have a very different perspective than any other regular, typical, or you can say a vanilla agenda of explaining the country. So we found that the young professionals have really value added the content to the whole prospect of traveling to India, where they talk about global issues or global relation with India and the food that we can talk about, or the aspect that what Millennial Connects is about today. So that one of my thing that I wanted to highlight. And as I say that we are working on a different format, just not catering as a one company who are coming to India. We are also working as a day tour operators for various experiences in India, which start from the bar crawl to street photography to food tours in various cities of India. So, which has been very much picked up, and we were the online platform from the day one, which actually helped us to grow better and explain to the world. And one more thing which I really request all industry here, that being we rolled it out as we are talking about the quality of the product, we've also been facing issue working with the B2B segment, that the prices are always been like, been marked that you are expensive in your product. But we also try to explain that we are good in the quality, and then we also have to survive that with the quality for that lame period that comes. So we need to be a little more, appreciative to the quality and more, I can say, supportive to the within industry. And I'm sure the coming guests nowadays are more quality conscious than the price conscious. What I see right now from past 9 years, that if you're delivering a quality, people are happy to pay. You just need to market it right, that this is difference.
Thanks, Rajeev. I appreciate it.
I think we'll wrap up this session, and for me it's a privilege being a baby boomer to sit amongst the millennials, and you guys rock. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We request the panel to remain there as I request Mr. Rajeev Goyal, EC member, to kindly come up and present tokens of appreciation to our wonderful young at heart panel. To Vishal, to Chirag, Vinayak, and the youngest moderator that we've had, Mr. Marwah, the youngest, Madhusmita and Rajeev Goyal. If I could request you all to please come into the center for a photograph. Please come into the center, sir.
This is Tony's second.
So we're going to try and stick to time today, ladies and gentlemen, and we seek your indulgence and cooperation in doing so.